You're from Richards Bay, right? You always been that
Yeah.
side, or did you guys move there? And how's that experience been? Because obviously the external idea of the Bay is not very flattering.
No, I mean, look, Richards Bay is I'm not the ambassador for Richards Bay, firstly. So it's a boring place. It's a really boring place, but it has a beach. It has like you feel relatively safe here. It's not that bad. But
Didn't your phone get stolen there?
yeah, but that's because I was like completely wasted, and it was like I was asking for it. So when that happened,
Easy
so I don't blame
advertise.
Richards Bay for that. And that guy, he went to Durban after. Like I did the Find My Phone thing, and then the next morning he was in Durban. So I was like, okay, no, he's not a Richards Bay guy, he's a Durban guy. So I don't feel that bad about it. But yeah, Richards Bay is yeah, grew up in Richards Bay my whole life. I've always been there. I like it. I don't like it. I hate it actually, but it's not too bad. A lot of friends, yeah, I guess.
Oh, you've got friends?
I've got like 3 or 4 friends.
Wow, that's. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
I had
pretty
no
proud
idea.
of myself.
I mean, you should be.
I am, yeah, no, dude, I am 100%. You know how hard it was for me to make friends when I was younger? Shit.
Well, tell me about it. What was school and shit like?
Yeah, no, it was okay. School was tough for me. Like because I'm like for the listeners, I'm a very like nerdy Indian kid guy. Like I use glasses all the time. I've used them my whole life. I was super skinny. Now I'm like skinny fat. But anyway, school was like I was expected to be very smart at school, but I wasn't until like until like grade 11, and then I started doing well. But yeah, school was fun. There was something I was going to tell you now. Fuck.
Yeah, like
Um.
tell me a story of being bullied or fucking ostracized or how you made friends or.
Oh yeah. So let me tell you something that's quite. I've told my therapist this because it's so weird. I don't know if it's so I don't know if it's like a normal thing or not. So when I was younger, I used to. I was kind of good at making friends, right? Because I would be a very likable person, and now I do stand up comedy. But when I was younger, I was like developing
Funny
that
bone.
like yeah, the funny bone that like protect what do you call it? Like defense mechanism, which is jokes, right? So I was developing that when I was younger. So like so something I used to do, right, when I would hang out with my friends from school, like we'd go hang out at a friend's house, is I would literally have like stories prepared and like anecdotes to say. I don't know if that's how you say the word. And stuff like interesting things to say so people think I'm an interesting guy, and I'll have it prepared and ready to go. Did you ever do that?
Not quite that, but I did have like the friends in the like in my neighborhood and that's my friends in the area would always be like they'd always make fun of me because like I'd tell them some stuff or whatever. They'd say something, I'd be like, oh, that's like this, whatever. And they'd be like, how do you know them? I'd be like, oh, I read it in a book. And so I used to get dissed by all the local kids for reading books. Like literally. They would be like, oh, you read it in a book.
The worst thing you can do as a child though is like read books but not be good at school. That's like
Yeah.
you might as well like you're like a crazy person. You like like I used to be one of those guys. I'll
Yeah.
sit and read books in class, not focus on the work in school, not read the school books, and you just look like a freaking idiot. You look like people look at you and they're like, "You're sitting and reading the whole day, but you can't read the fucking 5 pages from a maths textbook or something."
I
You
mean,
look
I
like
get that,
and
dude.
you have glasses on. So,
Yeah, like I was like a solid C or B student like my whole life because like I just never did anything, because I would actually rather be reading books. Like I'd get the English set work book and finish that in like the first week, and then still be reading other shit at home. Like I was a library monitor and everything. So like, but I would bunk school to like stay at home and read and watch movies and shit. I was like, I don't want to fucking go and spend time with those people. Like I fucking hated school.
bunk school and go to church and stuff. You're like such a rebellious, like a good rebellious boy when you're growing up. Bunk and read.
Yeah.
Bunk school and read books. Holy shit.
Yeah, because the fucking fantasy world in the books was better than the life I was living. Like,
Yeah, no, I feel that, but you're, like, homeschooling yourself there, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, I eventually got my matric through dabbling at home, so it makes sense.
Oh,
But, yeah, so you had anecdotes lined up in the back pocket there. I mean, do you still do that? Was that why you got into comedy?
no, no, I stopped that, but, yeah, no, I've stopped that. Sometimes I'll be like, "Oh, this is funny story I wanna tell someone," then I find out it's not funny, but, yeah. No, mostly, I used to do that when I was younger, when I wanted to make friends. Now, with the comedian friends and stuff that I have, I don't really socialize other than comedy, so I'm not trying to impress you guys.
You finally found people that are weirder than you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.